True power resides in the shadows, where love becomes a weakness and compassion turns into a trap. Have you ever stopped to reflect on how emotional vulnerability can become your greatest enemy? What wounds your trust doesn't come from strangers, but from those you welcome into your life. This is the essence of the paradox of power. Those closest to you can often be the most treacherous. The reality is harsh. Emotional control is your only shield. By mastering your reactions, you position yourself for strategic and calculated decisions. In the absence of predictability, you become unpredictable. Respect emerges where fear nests. Those who reveal too much ultimately expose themselves. Lead with cold clarity, recognizing that love can cloud your vision. Don't let yourself be anchored in insecurity. True strength lies in maintaining the destabilizing silence. The absence of emotion in critical moments is not coldness, it's protection. Power doesn't require an audience, it observes. Vulnerability in close relationships is a double-edged sword. Loving and benevolent behaviors are often misinterpreted as signs of weakness, turning into weapons for those who know your weaknesses. Those who draw near can be your allies or your worst enemies. What has uniquely tied you to love can easily become an entry point for betrayal. This is the price of trust. Confronting this reality can be disheartening, but cold clarity is your true guiding star. By drawing the line between affection and manipulation, you uncover the strength that lies within emotional distance. Love is not a cloak that will protect you. Often, it is what makes you vulnerable. Control is the only ally you can truly rely on, because true leadership lies in the ability to make decisions without the weight of emotion. Remember, not everything that shines is genuine friendship. The absence of emotion in crucial moments is not a sign of weakness, it is your armor. The way you position yourself in this power play is the key to your safety. For those who maintain silence, protection becomes an invisible cloak. Love is the most persuasive trap. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we hand over our power to others, even to those we consider dear. This surrender can become a half-open door that invites betrayal. Those closest to us often know our weaknesses better than anyone. They know where the touch hurts. The heart is a silent battlefield. When love replaces calculation, we lose sight of what truly matters: protection. In the relentless dance of power, emotional control is your only ally. Act with coldness. Detach yourself from the need to be understood or loved. You are not a weakness to be exploited, but a strength to be respected. Develop the ability to see emotion as a tool, not a burden. Silence is a powerful weapon, use it wisely. Remember, love does not protect but rather illuminates your vulnerable spots, and by diverting your gaze from fragility, you elevate yourself to the level of those who master the game. The weight of compassion is subtle yet devastating. As we accumulate empathy, we run the risk of turning it into a burden, a hesitation that traps us in a labyrinth of mistakes and doubts. When we open our hearts to love, we hand over the keys to power to those who, from close proximity, may know us deeply, and thus can manipulate us. What should be a strong bond can become a noose around our neck. Reason dissolves amidst emotions. Compassion often prevents us from acting decisively. As leaders, the uncertainty created by vulnerable emotional ties can lead to misguided choices, where hesitation masquerades as kindness. But this fragility is not just a risk, it is an open invitation to betrayal. It's time to consider the true nature of leadership. What you perceive as an act of kindness may cost you more than you realize. Cultivate emotional distance. Transform love not into a refuge, but into a fictitious armor. Love is not the protection you think it is. It's a window through which predators watch. Strategy demands coldness. Power holds a troubling duality. It thrives on trust but hides in the shadows of betrayal. Do you remember when you were deceived by those you loved the most? Vulnerability in this context becomes a trap that disarms perception and paves the way for betrayal. Betrayal doesn't come from afar. It often nestles between love and loyalty. As your emotions turn into weapons against you, the feeling of control evaporates. At the essence of power, cold clarity plays a crucial role. Maintain your emotional distance. Every gesture, every word, is a deliberate step towards strategic decisions. Compassion, while noble, can paralyze you when action is required. Leaders who hesitate to act out of attachment, who prefer love over logic, hand over the keys to those who draw close. True strength lies in the ability to discern between genuine affection and sneaky manipulation. The experience can be painful, but you must cultivate the practice of silence where true intentions reveal themselves. Love, when left unguarded, transforms into a vulnerability, exposing your weak points. Loyalty is a seductive concept, but its fragility is alarming. In seeking genuine connections, we often overlook the underlying truth. Love and friendship come at a cost. Those we love most intensely can, paradoxically, be the most dangerous. Trust can take over our decisions, clouding reason and creating an emotional wasteland that leaves us vulnerable. The fear of betrayal is a constant whisper in relationships. Friends and family, with their privileged access, can become treacherous allies. This emotional closeness, rather than being a safeguard, becomes an invitation to manipulation. Confusing loyalty with security is a strategic mistake that can be costly. True strength does not lie in yielding to emotion, but in cultivating clarity. Discerning between genuine compassion and disguised manipulation is essential. Evaluate your bonds. Love is not a shelter, but a fragile armor. Protect yourself from the intimacy that carries risks. The dynamics of power are not only present in explicit relationships, but are revealed in the emotional subtleties that few notice. Every emotion is a potential trap, each connection a minefield. When you allow compassion to guide you, you automatically surrender control. Affection can be a mirage, an illusion tangled in good intentions that subvert strategy. You become trapped in a vicious cycle. Trust is the foundation of loyalty, but closeness can turn into a snare. Have you considered the cost of your connections? Each kind gesture can be an invitation to betrayal. Those who share your space know your fears and desires. They have access to your vulnerabilities, knowledge that can be wielded as a weapon. Love, when left unguarded, becomes the window through which your enemies observe. In this game of shadows, clarity acts as a beacon. Cultivate the ability to maintain emotional distance. Transform emotions into tools, not burdens. By erecting a barrier between your heart and mind, you prepare yourself to act strategically rather than reactively. Whispers of power can be more lethal than shouts. Ethics, often cloaked in kindness, can be the most treacherous of illusions. Those in power who sidestep their moral convictions, thinking that compassion equates to strength, expose themselves to the risk of betrayal. Loyalty, that delicate construct, often reveals itself as a burden, since its foundations are built on mutual interests, not solid bonds. The fragility of trust is fertile ground for opportunism. The fear of betrayal can be paralyzing, and the vulnerability in emotional ties, which should be a sanctuary, quickly transforms into a battleground. Every gesture of affection, every kind word, can divert focus from decisive action. Recognize, in critical moments, hesitation masquerades as kindness, and indecision appears as compassion. An effective leader must don a mantle of emotional distance, assessing each move, each emotional impulse, as potentially treacherous. Cultivating the ability to discern between the genuine and the manipulative is crucial. Love does not safeguard, it exposes. Emotional silence is the true fortress in an arena where many become vulnerable. Reflect. Those who approach may be there to support or to deceive. True security does not come from warm embraces, but from the ability to remain cool-headed amidst passion. Vulnerability is the breeding ground for deception. The relationships we nurture can paradoxically become the most dangerous battlegrounds. When we trust, we not only open our hearts, but also lay down our weapons. Betrayal often takes root in the closest interactions. Those we love, due to their proximity, can know us so well that they turn trust into strategy. What you perceive as love or loyalty can transform into your heaviest burden. Each kind gesture can be misinterpreted. Every act of compassion can become a doorway to exploitation. Emotional control in this context is your only defense. The ability to discern between genuine friendship and disguised manipulation becomes vital. Love is not protection, it is exposure. Maintain emotional distance. Joy and disdain can coexist in the same space, and in critical moments, silence can be your most powerful weapon. True strength reveals itself in the absence of emotion.